Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Manaresi and welcome to 2 for Tuesday, where I take one ingredient and use it for 2 reasons. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I am making some refried beans, and you're probably asking yourself, well, why don't you just get it out of the can? Well, the reason why is because generally speaking, some of the eating plans that I use call for fat-free refried beans, but the problem with that is that the fat-free ones has so much salt in it that I barely taste the beans. I just taste salt. And they do that because, I mean, you're losing the flavor of the lard that the regular refried beans come in. Even the vegetarian ones, I think, have a lot of salt in them. So I decided to make my own. This is 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and I have about half a white onion in here. And it's been cooking for about 3 minutes now. And then I have 2 cloves of garlic that I'm going to be adding into here. And then I have ancho chili powder. Now this might be a little bit harder to find. It took me a little bit in the spice aisle to find it myself. I decided to give it a whirl. I've never actually cooked with this before, so why not? But if you can't find it, no big deal. Just use regular chili powder. I'm going to add that to the mix. I'm going to cook that for about another minute or so, just to get that flavor build profile. If your kids don't like onions, because I know some kids don't, my kids, it depends on what it's in. You can totally use onion powder instead, just season to taste. So I'm letting this cook down, and the ancho chili powder has a little bit more smokiness probably than your usual chili powder, and that's what makes it kind of different. It's just from a different pepper, pretty much. Okay, so that's been cooking for about a minute. Now, to help reduce the sodium, I do use reduced sodium beans, and these are pinto beans. I love the pinto beans, they're so good. And you just add them to the mix and you stir them around for a bit, and you kind of go like that. And then you also want to add some chicken stock, and this is low sodium chicken broth, because the whole point of us is to try to make this a little less salty than usual. Now the recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup, and I'm not going to add quite that much yet. This is really to get all the flavors melded, and then when you mash them, it'll help with the mashing process, so it'll be nice and smooth when it's all done. And basically this is it. You just cook them until they're heated through, which is about 5 minutes, and then you take the back of your spoon at the end and you mash them in. And if they're a little dry, you just keep adding a little bit of chicken broth. And I love this because I know exactly what goes into it. If you find that it's not salty enough for you, just add some salt at the end and add some black pepper as well. You can also add fresh herbs to it, such as cilantro. It's going to be fantastic no matter what you do. If you don't like ancho powder, just use regular chili powder. Now, while this is cooking for a few minutes, I'll have a picture of the final product when I'm all done. I won't keep you here all day. But I do use pinto beans in my 3-bean chili, and it goes into a crock pot. And I love it because you can make it vegetarian, you can make it with meat, ground turkey, hamburger, bison, whatever you want to use. It uses black beans, pinto beans, and red kidney beans. A can of the chilies, the tomatoes with chilies in it, some chicken broth, and I believe some diced tomatoes. It's been is in there as well. I might have to correct me on that statement. But it has a secret ingredient to it. I don't know how much you know about Latin American cooking, but especially in Mexican cooking, they like to use chocolate to bring out some of the flavors. It goes really well with the cumin and the chili powder that goes into that chili. And so it calls for chocolate syrup, and I know we all have our things about high fructose corn syrup and that kind of thing. I get it. It's not exactly clean, but I have found that Hershey makes this fantastic chocolate syrup that has only 5 ingredients in it, and there is absolutely no high fructose corn syrup in it. So all I do is I cook the meat ahead of time and I put it in the crock pot with all the beans and the chicken broth and the tomatoes with chilies, and then I just put it on high because usually I'm home, but usually it's like 3 or 4 hours. But I can totally make it with on low and slow all day long, and it's great, and I love it, and my kids like it. And anyway, so those are some ways that I use pinto beans. Well, I hope you're having a great day, and again, I'll show you a picture of this when it's all done, and I hope you're having a great day. I will talk to you later.